moonless nights, whispers ascending. Out on the road, tales never end, through misty woods and hills they wend.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Tales of Adventure. This week, I'm excited to finally be welcoming some very awesome friends here to the library. The tech gods tried to mess with us, but finally we're able to have our story here tonight. So, welcome, friends. Please introduce yourselves and your two very, very cool characters that I've waited way too long to get to experience tonight.
Go ahead, Darren.
Well, my name is Brian in real life, but Darren Truthfist is my character. Darren is a Goliath Paladin, and you can see this picture of his gloriousness here up on the screen.
You mean
quite
that smaller
large.
man? Is that what you're saying?
he's clad in armor. He's quite large. He's bald. He's got pointy ears. Maybe a little bit on the grumpy side.
Uh, and my real life name is Aaron, but in the game I have Riann the Nimblefooted. My epithet will go way further than the Truth Fist, who's probably going to wear that all the way to the grave.
I love it. Well, they are going to have some very fun times adventuring tonight. And as a little bit of surprise, and I'm hoping maybe you two will get to figure it out, this story is based on rather an old tale from D&D history. So I'm hoping maybe you'll be able to figure out which one shot I sort of pulled from the past and tweaked a little bit to see if you two could figure it out.
Excellent.
So,
Challenge accepted.
okay. I did muck with it quite a bit, so we'll see. Alrighty. Well, of course, you two are often tempted with treasure, and while in a nearby town, you start to hear stories of a rather strange ruined tower that might have some interesting relics and other oddities buried within its ruined floors. However, it is unfortunately buried out in some rather treacherous marshland.
Mm.
Marshland that's been known to swallow even the bravest and most experienced adventurers. But you do encounter an odd stranger who can tell you quite a bit about the tower and its defenses if you're interested in going after any of those artifacts. And one in particular catches your eye because it's said to be a fabled spell book that might even be able to let non spellcasters cast whenever they so choose.
Mm.
Intriguing. We should find out more.
I mean, I've already heard enough. There's money involved. What are you excited about?
Well, I'm quite excited about the spell book and the possibilities. However, I believe we should proceed with caution.
Excellent. So, this person that we can speak to, what is their name?
Well, they don't reveal it to you at
Mm.
first. All they say is their name is Kel.
Excellent. So, Kel, can you tell us more about this tower and then any sort of dangers that might befall us along the way?
In a strange, lilting accent, the man says to you that the tower was once belonged to a mad wizard, and he cast
Mm.
strange protective enchantments on the tower. Wards, they called them, and it was meant to keep anyone out that he didn't want there. But some of these wards didn't behave the way they were supposed to. And one day the tower blew up, and fantastic display of lights. Since then, they say these marshes are cursed because you hear wailing and other strange things out there in the mists. No one will go
Mm.
near it. Sometimes even creepy, strange, crawly things are spotted out there. So very bizarre.
I feel confident in stepping on creepy crawlies.
I'm fine with that. And then I guess, Darren, do you mind if I stab a wizard?
If the wizard is not noble and uses his powers for evil, I think that would be the just thing to do.
I guarantee he will. I think I've so these creepy crawlies you speak of, are these like something that might eat you? How large of a creepy crawly are we talking about? Because I'm pretty small. I'm kind of a snack for a lot of creatures out here.
Being the dramatic sort of mage, he goes, "Oh, as big as a house!" and opens his arms as wide as yours tall.
Wow. So it sounds like you're going to get eaten too. So I guess we're fine.
I can still step on them. You find me unafraid.
So let's see here. Let me look at mine. So do you happen to maybe have anything, Paladin, that you would see from an insight standpoint on what this person's motivations might be?
I would like to try to narrow my eyes and glean more about this person's motivation.
Absolutely. And they're being quite transparent, so you don't need to roll for that insight. But
Excellent.
giving them a good, nice stare, you might observe that they're being not entirely honest with you. Certainly, there do seem to be something out there in the mist that perhaps aren't all of that, well, friendly, but he hasn't been entirely straightforward about the tower and perhaps its history.
Hmm.
As I narrow my eyes and I'm able to glean this, I look over at Ryan and I just give him the little gesture that is well known, which is I just tug at my left ear, which means this person may not be completely honest with us.
And then I scratch my left nostril in acknowledgement and say, I think I should move forward.
Agreed. Let us venture forth.
All right. Well, the strange individual you've just encountered certainly will give you very detailed directions out into these marshlands, exactly to where the ruined tower is meant to be. And while it might take you a few days to get there, and certainly you are thwarted by the occasional quicksand and razor vine and other such hazards, so far there don't seem to be much creepy crawlies in the region, and
Hmm.
perhaps a sense of safety and security, maybe even confidence, is starting to steal over you.
Sounds like a regular Tuesday.
Yes, agreed. We've got this, Ryan.
Well, in not too long, at the crest of a headlands, you do discover the ruins of that stone tower. While the marshes have slowly encroached upon the ruins, swallowing the battered and crumbling walls and layers of mud and green slime, some pieces of it do still remain, and tall, sickly trees surround what's left of this once noble structure. The upper floors of the tower were destroyed long ago, and you do see evidence of that bombardment that once demolished it. But pieces of the lower structure are there and easily able for you to just explore it. And near the base of this tower, you see a set of wooden doors, something that is barred by heavy iron and chains. You think you see ancient runes engraved or carved into the edges of the lintel and the doorposts.
So Darren leans down, puts a little green slime between his fingers and rubs it and looks at Ryan and says, "You must be right at home here."
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we grew up together. You're just going to throw shade at me like that?
We've taken different paths along the way. I just thought you might enjoy being in a place such as this.
We certainly have. So how about I have an idea for you? How about you go open the door and I'll just climb over the top of the wall and you tell me how that works for you.
We could work together, my friend. No need to be hasty.
Why don't you take a look at it and tell me if you see anything from, I don't know, your weird magic knowledge or any sort of weird history you understand? I'm just here to get some money out of this.
Yes, I would like to. Let's see here. Yes, if I could perhaps just do an Arcana check to find out if the general vibe of the tower.
Is it vibing?
Absolutely. Please do roll Arcana.
That is a 15.
Nice. Okay. Now, here outside the tower, despite what look to be arcane runes or other magical etchings, you don't sense a significant amount of magical aura or residual magics. However, you do sense more magic deeper within the tower. In fact, you get the sense that there might be some sort of necrotic elements going on. You can't be certain because there's different layers of magic here. Perhaps multiple magical beings reside within, or there's multiple magical traps or other elements that are interacting with each other.
So do you tell me this or are we just going in blind here?
After I spend some time squinting at the tower, I will relay this information to you. But I will share my opinion that the initial entrance to the tower does not seem to be fraught with danger.
I swear to Helm, if I see one more flesh golem on our adventures, I'm going to lose it. And I'm going to go back to the city and do other things.
Ryan, I assure you, there are evil entities in this building. However, the front door, I think, is going to be all right.
Fair enough. You're the one holding the true faith. Let's just move forward.
Indeed.
All right. Are we going inside the tower?
Yes, absolutely.
Indeed.
Okay. So beyond the chained wooden doors lie a series of carved stone steps that lead down into the darkness. Dust and grime covers these cobbled stairs and extends onto natural carved walls. This sticky green substance oozes down the walls, and it seems to be coming from the marshes above, creating a moldy, dank smell in this corridor. As you enter the stairwell, that faint hint of invading magic touches your senses, warning you of what might wait below.
So I'm going to rub my finger along the wall, along the slime, and then just rub it against your cheek and say, does this still remind you of me? Do you feel like you're kind of at home right now?
It reminds me of the first orphanage that we resided in. It was quite smelly place.
Fair enough. How about you go first?
I would be happy to. And
Excellent.
Darren will unsheath his long sword and confidently move forward.
I'm going to hide in the shadows behind his massive physique.
And as I lumber forward, I'm just going to call back, please watch my back.
You just hear an echo. No.
You're on your own.
Okay. Please roll intelligence.
Good luck.
All right, so I have a 14, whatever you're going to get.
So that's going to be a 3.
Oh, no. Didn't quite study those arts there.
Okay. Well, so this probably won't be something either of you will realize till later, since you aren't in an
Excellent.
area with the written word in immediate vicinity, but neither of you are able to perceive or understand letters. If letters were to appear before you right now, they would seem like strange, sticky blobs and would melt before your eyes.
Well, this is horrible.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep moving forward, shall we?
Sure, you go first. Again.
Indeed. Stay behind me.
All right. Further down the corridor, the scent of magic starts to change a little bit more. And you realize that you no longer feel that layer of divination magic anymore. You're
Mm.
starting to sense different layers of magic a little more potently.
Did you
And
break magic down here?
It's going to be fine. I sense your
this
nervousness, but
is
I assure you,
fine.
things will work out,
Fair enough.
as they always do.
All right. And may I please have a constitution saving throw?
Ooh, all right. That's a 17 for me.
Ooh.
7.
I thought you were the paladin guy.
What happened? Was it a bad
I got a
throw?
17. He got a 7. It's not going to go well for one of us.
Okay.
We'll see which one. I didn't sleep well last night.
So, Ryan, I'm sorry, you will not hear this, but suddenly a banshee's wail is echoing up the cavern, and anyone who hears it will take only 1 psychic damage. Aren't you
Look at
lucky
you.
I'm
That will
rolling
be me.
badly tonight?
You are lucky.
I just take the damage and just shrug it off.
Mhm.
Like drinking a strong cup of coffee in the morning.
So, quick question. For you, do you recognize a banshee's wail? I didn't hear it, but I'm just asking. I'm not metagaming, I promise. But would you like say, "Hey, I don't know why I just got hurt," or it's just like that was weird. I just lost a hit point for no reason. Like you're like,
Shall I roll the history to know what if I know this?
I will leave it up to you. Given your adventuring backstory, do you know what a banshee sounds like?
I will say I know tales of banshees and may hazard a guess that it's something unpleasant.
all right. So give us a roll that you do that.
A history roll, you think?
Yeah, that Arcana. Sweet baby Jesus, what are we doing here?
Rolls a 4.
Oh. What strange
I
sounds are assaulting your ears tonight?
I think I remember her. You dated her a long time ago.
She was a good friend.
I'm sorry it ended so badly.
I'm a little sensitive on the topic.
But you see nothing wrong here. We should probably move forward, right? With your -1 hit point for no reason.
There are dangers ahead, I assure you,
Oh, I'm well aware.
but we will meet the challenge.
Excellent.
And with that, you discover a series of carved stone stairs that lead into a damp stone chamber. The ceiling disappears above you out of sight in the darkness, but a doorway is seen in the western wall, and several large webs are clustered in corners of this room, and dust
No.
hovers. Sorry.
I do
Dun, dun,
recall
dun. Should I
several
just show
times
you?
not heeding the
It's a
webs in the
spider.
corners have resulted in bad things.
A strange chittering is heard coming from the darkness above you. A giant spider drops from the ceiling, and a glittering dagger is lodged in its back.
I didn't see the dagger coming.
I don't either, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide right behind you and roll a stealth, if that's okay, to try and hide behind this giant man.
Sure, hide behind my skirts.
Oh, man, I got a 12. What am I doing here? I'm sure the spider sees me quite easily. But
And does the spider seem to be menacing or maybe asking for help?
want a lunch? I don't know.
Oh, it's angry. Although to be fair, I think
Ooh.
most creatures would be with a dagger in their backs.
Yes, I'm going to ask you. Would you like to try to remove that dagger so we could make a new friend?
I'll remove the dagger, but we're not making a friend.
At least avoid a fight this early.
There's no fight being avoided right now.
So you will try to remove the dagger then?
Sure, why not? Absolutely.
Okay. Hmm.
Can I do? Okay, let me ask. May
Okay.
I do an acrobatics roll onto the back of the spider and attempt to pull this dagger out of there?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Let's see
This
what.
is going to be good.
I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's going to be a thing. I got a 20, a dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you're able to dodge out of those whirling pinchers going after you. But do you get the dagger? Let's do a strength check to see if you pull it with you as you go.
Ooh.
Good luck, little man.
I got a 1.
Oh,
It looks like
Grab the
I'm not the king of
dagger.
England. I apologize.
Grabs dagger and does not move.
okay. So no dagger for you, but you know what? We also didn't lose any arms along the way, so
Excellent.
I'm gonna call this a win.
Best case scenario.
It's all right.
All right, I'll try.
Okay.
Darren is really focused on the idea that this spider could be friend, or at least not foe, provided the dagger is removed. And he's going to do his best to attempt to remove it.
Okay.
Are you jumping on there with your armor? Is that what you're doing?
Actually, rather, I would like to step forward with a courteous bow and say, dear Mr. Eight-legged friend, if you wouldn't mind terribly, may I remove this dagger from your back, sir?
Okay.
Do you speak spider?
That was in common. Who knows? He might be a spider of the world.
All right, fair enough.
You never know.
Went on holiday once.
Let's roll for animal handling.
19. the first decent roll.
Very nice.
Let's go. Okay. The spider's not going to be friendly towards you, but he doesn't attack either, and you get the sense that he's waiting to see what you're going to do next.
So next, I am going to sheath my longsword and cautiously step forward and motion towards the dagger.
You hear me cough. Coward.
And to see if the spider may perhaps not attack and allow me to grab the dagger.
Okay. Very cautiously, it starts to lower its body slightly, but it's still waiting to see what you're going to do next. Its pinchers are at the ready, but it hasn't entirely surrendered just yet.
Good boy. Good
You're making a lot of assumptions
boy.
here.
And I will calmly but confidently reach just towards the dagger. And if I can, just grip it and try to pull.
Okay. Strength check.
$15.
Okay, nice. And with a mighty tug, you were able to pull that dagger out of its back. And the minute you do, you hear a pop, and the spider vanishes.
Oh,
Oh wow, bronze saves the day again.
I was hoping for a friend, but at least avoided a fight.
Yeah, for now.
We'll save our strength for a moment.
So I would like to look at this dagger. What does it look like?
Its hilt is encrusted with jewels, and as you
Ooh.
take a close look at it, you realize it's a +1 dagger and will give you a bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Oh my god, we'd have like so many different like carafes of wine and food and wenches or non-wench, whatever you want. It's like whatever this whole dagger is. We don't have to even use this dagger. It'd be amazing.
Would you like to hang on to it, little man, just in case?
Probably. I don't think a dagger is good in your hands.
Agreed. It's like a kitchen knife.
I will take the dagger from him and then put it in my belt.
Okay, nice. Well, you're welcome to explore a little bit, or you can head through that western door and see what else is hanging out here in this tower.
So can we do a quick investigation check of the room just to make sure we're not missing anything weird or going to eat us or anything along those lines?
Secret doors, perhaps?
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely. Please roll investigation.
I have a 15.
Nice. Okay. Looking throughout the room, you do see quite a few webs, but other than that one spider that just popped when you got that dagger, there are no other spiders or creatures here in the room. However, there's tons of crates, and if you want to noodle through them, there are some items in there that
Ooh.
might interest you both.
Let's noodle, shall we?
You
It's
can
my
noodle
new
through those
favorite
mimic
word.
crates. I'm going to stand over here while you do that.
Also, may I ask, did my potential spider friend seem to be in pain or agony as he popped out of existence? Or did he seem possibly pleased?
I will say he was possibly pleased and returned back to the plane from whence he came, as such certain types of spiders tend to do.
May I hazard a hypothesis?
Please do.
What if the wards that were summoned here are not wanting to be here? Perhaps we free their souls as we gain treasure.
So you're saying the spider is a ward?
Possibly, I don't know.
So I have an idea. How about you go over to a few of those webs and just kind of tippity tappity on them a few times aggressively. And if anybody else shows up, you can say, I will send you back to where you came from.
Deal. So Darren will lumber over and start banging on the web.
I'm going to hide in the shadows while he does that.
You can tell a lot about the relationship here. I dare you. Okay.
Oh, I love it. Aside from the microscopic type of spiders that tend to hang out in such grimy places, nothing else bangs out from those webs.
May I try to scoop some of those little spiders and inspect for tiny daggers?
Oh, you're as dense as your rolls, my brother.
I don't know how large or small they may be. May I help you, little gentleman?
I would say that we should push forward. I don't want to touch these chests. I don't know what they are. I don't trust them at all. How about we just keep moving forward and not scoop up any more spiders or touch any chests or bang any webs?
I will agree with you. Touching chests can be fraught with danger.
They certainly can.
Let's move on.
Okay. Well, before I forget, inside the crates were not spiders, but a poisoner's kit, an herbalism kit,
Mhm.
and several empty vials.
I like all those things. I don't know how a poisoner's kit is going to help me against these poisonous spiders, but I mean, I'll gladly use it later to stab somebody to death.
Moving on then.
Oh my goodness. So now you have vials of spiders. I don't know what you're going to do with those, but have fun.
One never knows, does
That's right.
One never knows. All right. Well, entering the next corridor, you discover what seems to be sort of a large cavern. And down that slight set of steps, you see that it seems to be sort of what might have been a large living space, but it's not unoccupied. In fact, there are several skeletons here, and perhaps due to all that banging on the webs, at least one of them has spotted you and is already making its way in your direction.
Darren will take a confident step forward, extend his hand. Apologies on the intrusion, my fine gentleman. We're here to free souls from servitude. Might you be one? And then he's going to kind of look and see if he sees a dagger anywhere.
I'm going to roll my eyes while I knock an arrow in my short bow.
That arrow might very well be the wiser course of action because the skeleton has its arms outstretched and it's already going for Darren's neck.
So as he's doing this, I would like to loose an arrow towards the skeleton and hopefully break apart its clavicle or something else that's, weak at the moment.
And hopefully not hit your buddy.
I don't care about that.
No. I have thick skin.
So I have a 14 against shooting an arrow at this skeleton.
Okay, nice. And it does hit. What is our damage?
So the damage, let's see, let me just throw this here. Since it's a sneak attack because he is going for the neck, we're going to be at 17 damage altogether against the skeleton.
Nice.
Okay. Well, in one fell blow, he's already crumbled to pieces. But that clattering noise has woken the last two skeletons, and now they're moving towards you to avenge their brother.
I thought you turned the undead. What am I doing here?
You're doing quite well. I was trying to make friends and free souls. You obviously just came here to scrap.
I'm going to pull out the dagger and then come right next to Darren over here and then wait to see what happens.
And Darren at this point is understanding that this is just a fight. And so he, with a big sigh, unsheaths his long sword and is ready for action.
Excellent. Okay. Well, one of those has gotten very close to both of you. And he does make an attempt to attack Darren. Would an 11 hit?
No, it would not.
Okay. And so he misses. All right. Darren, do you parry?
Yes, Darren would love a chance to swipe at this fellow.
You're making a lot of assumptions about the fellows everywhere.
Fair enough. I know we live in enlightened times. I'm learning. I'm doing my best. So may I attack this
Yes,
possibly
please.
gentleman? Former gentleman? That is going to be a 13 to hit.
Okay. Yes, and it does hit. And I'll be honest, they're all dressed like pirates. It's safe to say they once were gentlemen in a former life.
I mean, I'm not a gentleman. I've met many of pirates. None of them were gentlemen.
That would be 9 damage.
Okay. He's missing an arm and maybe a few other necessary bones, but he is still kicking and ready to keep swinging when next it is his turn.
Excellent. Can I stab this skeleton with my +1 dagger now?
Absolutely. You have 2 skeletons you can stab at if you would like.
So many options.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can take care of yourself. I'm going to stab the other one, and I have an 18 on that one.
Okay. Definitely hits.
All right, so let's just do this roll real fast here, and let's see. That's going to be. That's going to beat us at a 21.
Nice.
Okay. And just like the first, it does explode into a pile of bones. But unlike before, no additional skeletons have risen up to attack. It looks like these 3 is all that's there for now, anyways.
I'm going to look at Darren and say, so when do you graduate like from Paladin school? When is that going to happen?
I'm doing my master's right now. It's an advanced degree. It takes time. I'm in no hurry. I enjoy the process more than anything.
Fair enough.
Does my skeleton have an arm attached still, or is there an arm near me?
The one arm
Because
has
I would
sort
like to.
of come down, yeah. But he has the other, he's still gonna go for it if he can.
Okay. Well, when it's opportune, I would like to try to take either his attached arm or the detached arm and smack him with it, with the backside.
Yes, please do so.
Several years left in your studies, I see, brother.
Okay, so I guess I'll do this as a unarmed strike.
That
Heyo.
seems fair.
And that's going to be a 16 to hit him with his own arm.
Okay. He has been struck with himself. What is the damage for that?
4 damage.
Okay. Really quickly roll an extra 1d4. We're gonna do that for psychic.
Yes.
Quit hitting yourself. That's the quit hitting yourself
Why are you
bonus.
hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why do you keep hitting yourself?
I feel if you're smacked with
That's
your
going
own
to be
harm.
an extra 4 then.
Okay, perfect. I needed 1 hit point. I'll take 4. And with that, this one also crumbles down, but with that one arm still hanging on if you need an unarmed strike in the future.
Yes, I think I'll hang on to this arm. Proves quite useful.
Oh,
And then
brother.
in the pile of dust where he formerly was, I'll just be like, I was hoping to free you, my brother, but I hope that you found some peace in the afterlife.
Unfortunately, perhaps they were freed a different way than you were expecting, but these undead are more dead than they previously were, at least for now.
And I find some solace in that.
Good job, brother.
Thank you, brother. Shall we? After you.
Okay, I'll go first. And I will stealth into there. I'm going to go first ahead of him, if that's okay. I'm going to roll a stealth roll of a 14. What am I rolling here? I'm rolling as well as you hit things with their own arms.
All right. And sneaking through this cavern, you notice to the south is a large sea cave filled with murky water. Phosphorus fungi grows on the rocks here, casting a soft glow over this underground chamber. And a murmuring song comes up from the shoals at the center of the cave. It's barely heard over the sound of water dripping from the stalactites overhead. But pausing to listen, you hear this song calling to you and luring you in its general direction.
Darren, it's either a siren or my ex-wife. I'm not sure which one it is.
Brother, given our track record with women, is there another option here? May not
It's
go
totally
well.
my ex-wife.
Oh, boy.
So I would like to do maybe a perception roll to see if I can figure out maybe what's singing at us, or maybe let's go with a history roll. I don't know. Either one of those. I trust you, DM. You tell me which one we should go with here.
Let's do a insight check.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Now that'd be a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Women have
We're
always
just hanging
been
out,
your
right? We're just having a
weakness.
good time.
Women have always been your weakness, brother.
Sorry. Beautiful female voice.
I think that we should all go swimming.
I have an idea. And
Okay.
Darren's going to take the skeletal hand and he's going to rip
Jesus
2
Christ.
fingers off and he's going to stick them in his ears in an attempt to not be harmed by the female voice.
Mhm. Okay. Um, if Darren can truly not hear around those finger bones, cool. Gonna question whether or not he'll get an ear infection later on that one. Um, sorry. It's like, do I need to come up with mechanics on?
No, you're on point. You're on point.
Darren
He can still
earbuds
totally hear
inside.
all of it because it's just bones in his ears. It's like putting like a stack of toothpicks in there. He hears all
like
of it.
sticking a
That's,
stick in your ear.
we're still going
Um,
swimming. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to look at you and be like, it's probably going to work, right? This is probably going to work. Winces in pain.
This is fine. Okay. We're gonna call that technically deafened. And yes, if you would like to go over to the sea cave and see what you can see, you are more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm excited about going in the water. I'm just like taking off my bow. We're just going for a swim. So
I just see your mouth moving, but I'm like, yes, that.
Okay. And as you approach the water, this is what you see. There seems to be a young female with auburn hair swimming in the shoals and singing a sea shanty. And Ryan is lured towards the water by her voice, but Darren is just rather amused by her antics.
Oh no, it looks just like Carla, your ex. Damn it. The red hair and all. And then I'm gonna do my best to grab onto Ryan and see if I can prevent him from running over to try to reconcile, which we all know is a terrible match.
Ryan, are you fighting Darren rather hard to get over into the water?
I
You
wouldn't
fought
say I'm
me all
fighting
those
him
years.
hard, but what I would say I'd like to do is I'd like to grab the skeletal arm with the 3 fingers that are left and just slap him across the face with it.
You better not dislodge the fingers.
This is the night we imposed no player versus player violence. Up until now, I've had like no rules.
Don't worry about it.
But I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just trying to let me go for a swim. That's all I want. And like
It's his slapping is his love language.
Aww.
Carla will tell you.
Okay. Let's see, how do we resolve this situation?
Also, just so you know, Darren will happily accept this slap. He has no issue with this.
Oh, well, in that case.
He'll even like kind of turn it in and allow him to aim it a little bit.
Go for the old 2 finger bones to the eyes maneuver.
Okay. Well, since you've accepted it, I'm not going to impose damage, but I am curious. Do you let go when he slaps you?
You know, after he slaps me, I'm gonna give a kind of a laugh, and then I'll just sort of toss him towards the redhead.
I'll just spread my arms out and just go right towards the water.
And with a mighty splash, you do the most fabulous belly flop. And then the music stops.
How's it going in there, brother?
I don't know. This music is awful now. There's no music. It doesn't look like Carla anymore.
What does it look like?
I don't know. I can't even see her that much anymore. I'm just kind of wading around in my own armor and filth here.
Do you want to get out of the water then?
I would like to get out of the water. Yes, please.
All right. I'll reach out and try to grab him back in.
And I'll extend a skeletal arm back to you.
Oh my goodness. Well, you are easily hauled out of that water, perhaps a little moldier than you were when you first entered it. It's got quite a thick the film of pond scum and other types of bacteria here, but you're not going to get sick, just quite dirty. And
Mm.
as you leave, you might notice the area where this woman was singing seems to be clear and clean, almost as if whatever she was doing had some kind of effect on the water.
Hmm.
Don't do it, brother.
I've tried to save you from Carla many times. I decided not to this time, but maybe we have a clue here. What's happening with the water here?
I don't know. What do you tell me? What do we have, like this weird, like grimy, like business going on here that you said reminded you of me, and now it's suddenly washed away by my ex? What is that?
I maybe we should just keep moving.
All right, moving on.
You want to like just throw a javelin into the water, see what happens?
Maybe I could take out a javelin and just sort of poke the water a little bit and see if it looks friendly or if anything with claws or fangs pops out.
um, Nothing with claws or fangs will pop out, but if you jab at the water, you will realize that something tugs on your spear and offers resistance.
Hmm. Are you hungry, brother? Perhaps there's a fishy down there.
I hope so.
Do I get any sense if it's a friendly "Hi, how are you" tug, or if it's a "want to eat you" tug?
It's always good to differentiate the
Yes,
tugs.
exactly.
It is not a friendly tug. It's more of get this out of my water tug.
Interesting. So I'll report this to Ryan. Now, what do you think? What do you make of this?
I don't know. Do you speak any other languages? Maybe we could shout at the water.
I only speak giant, along with common.
Excellent. Let's see. What will we offer to what's in the water? Because I'm both worried and optimistic at the same time.
Perhaps some rations. We could throw a little piece of
Ooh.
jerky in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull out some delicious looking jerky and just kind of lob it into the water in that little clean spot.
Kobe.
Okay. um, Having tossed your rations into the water, there is a bit of a bubbling, and then suddenly the rations are tossed back out at you, and there's a note attached to them.
Hmm.
I'll read the note as I eat the rations. I'll unfold the note and read it aloud.
Okay. Taking a look at it, it seems as if the letters are melting and they look kind of odd. You can't quite discern what it's saying, but flipping the note back and forth, you realize that maybe one side was written in one language and the other in a different language, because the other side is perfectly legible, which is kind of strange.
And for the side that is legible, are we able to discern what it says?
Yes, both of you are able to read the other side.
Hmm. What does that side say?
That side says, "Stop polluting my ocean."
If I can take for a moment, I would like to maybe look again at the dagger in my belt and see if it might be anything aquatic related on the hilt or anything else that's kind of strange that would not necessarily be in the back of a spider.
As you examine the dagger a little bit more closely, you're noticing that the gemstones are those typically associated with aquatic or oceanic deities. And you're noticing that they're in patterns that would represent one of the ocean gods, but you're not sure which one because they don't seem to be native to this area.
Hmm. Brother, I think we should give this dagger back to that small circle of non-polluted water.
Maybe not pointy end first, but I agree with you.
Will you maybe hold on to my back while I lower this in?
Yes, I'll hold you out over the water so you can gently dunk it in.
All right, so I'll take it to, hilt first into the water and just kind of slowly lower it in and see what happens.
Okay. Um, at first, it doesn't seem as if anything has happened, and you're considering retrieving the item that you gifted to the sea, but after a moment, that same bubbling happens again, and then you noticed that this gross, polluted, murky water here is starting to purify. And after a while, it becomes clean, healthy seawater once more. And as you watch, you notice that the female pokes her head back out of the water and she's holding the dagger. And she says to you, "Thank you for returning this to us. It's been lost for a time, but we are happy to take it back to where it belongs. In return, I will give you one tip. If you continue through this tower, be warned, there is at least one other undead entity waiting for you. It's the wizard Zangovar himself. He entombed himself here, and if you're not careful, you will awaken him. However, if you leave the way you came, nothing else will harm you."
First, I'm going to pull Ryan back and give him a hearty clap on the back and say, despite your unorthodox methods, you've done great work, as always.
Thank you.
Purifying the sea, my brother.
We'll see what happens later.
Secondly, perhaps Carla wasn't as bad as I thought. Thirdly, what do you think? Do we continue to go forward? We have no treasure, yet we have purified this seawater, which I feel pretty good about.
Let me ask you, brother, have you used any sort of abilities against the undead?
In my past, I have. However, in this little cavern, I have not.
How about we push forward and take care of this undead scourge? That way they don't have to pollute the water again or deal with any other adventurers showing up and causing problems for anybody else.
You drive a hard bargain, brother. I agree with you.
As long as there's gold involved. Yeah.
All right. And so you press on, and further down these stone corridors, you discover a chamber that seems to be a long forgotten tomb for denizens of a bygone era. And whether, but you do know now that Wizard Zangovar is interned in this location or just accidentally came across a crypt here while it was being constructed is not certain, but you do have a good tip to help you out. You see a stone sarcophagus that rests at the north end of this chamber. The lid is closed and covers whatever might be contained within.
Dear DM, how big is this room that we're in right now?
It's about 20 by 30 feet.
Brother, don't you have some ability to protect us from evil at some point?
Darren cracks his knuckles and says, "Why, yes, thanks for asking." And that would be protection from good and evil. And so I would like to cast this spell. And then this will grant us the ability to impose disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures that are either
Undead. Pick one of them.
aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiends, and undead
He undead.
specifically.
Nice.
So you're going to cast it on you or on me?
You, brother.
Excellent. So I would like to try and open this sarcophagus and see if I know what's going on in there. I probably would check for traps first, but otherwise I'd like to open it.
Okay. No traps that you can see, and the
Ooh,
lid is quite heavy, so I will need a strength check for that.
And if I may, since I see what he's doing, may I help?
Yes,
This
you
little
can
man.
offer the help action.
All right, let's roll an advantage here. That's not going to go well. I got a 17.
Nice.
You're so strong.
Ooh, I was emboldened by Carla in the sea.
She was quite encouraging. As you push that lid open, you see what appears to be a set of moldering bones. But otherwise, no undead or anything else that would be a mad wizard.
Brother, do you have any holy water? Anything we...
I always carry at least 3 vials of holy water. Here's one for you.
Well, I'm not the one that applies holy water. I'm the one that does unholy things. So.
My apologies. I got confused. Do you recommend just dashing these
Why
bones?
not? I know nothing about what you do.
Let's give it a shot. I'll just give it a little sprinkle onto the bones.
Okay, so we're going with smashing.
No. Just sprinkling the holy water on the bones.
Oh, sprinkling the holy water. Okay. As you do so, something begins to happen to these bones. They seem to be corroding, and suddenly this puff of cloud erupts from them, and a toxic cloud spreads across the chamber. May I have a con save from both of you?
19.
12.
Okay. Ryan, unfortunately, you do not avoid the toxic spores.
What else is new?
Yeah, sadly.
You get all the
So,
rotten smells down there.
you will be taking 3 poison damage, and
No.
you just fell unconscious for 6 minutes.
Excellent.
And as he falls unconscious, if I am able, I would like to just sort of catch him and just sort of throw him over my shoulder. Just give him a little pat on the bottom. My delicate little brother.
Whatever makes you happy.
Also, not to be a side note, but are these like chicken tikka masala Oreos? What are these?
I forgot. What's the churro flavor?
These are horrendous. Anyway, carry on.
Aww. Okay.
Okay, you were patting my bottom. Go on.
Delicate little man. And then are the bones completely disappeared, or are they still kind of there?
Have you stayed inside the chamber?
Yeah, I didn't seem to mind the sort of green mist that knocked out Ryan. So I'm just kind of curious what's happening in the coffin.
Why not, right?
When in Rome.
It takes a couple of minutes. About half the time Ryan will be unconscious. But as it dissipates, you realize the bones are gone, and instead a wraith is rising out of the sarcophagus.
Okay. Cool.
I think that the manuals prepared you for this.
And I'm assuming this wraith looks and I have some sort of sense that this is a evil entity that I
You say it looks wraithy?
looks wraithy,
All
but
right.
I know this is an evil thing.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Mm,
Yeah. He's dressed in these long wizard robes, tattered but still visible. In one hand is a staff, another a tome, and he has this mad look on his face, not of anger, but of insanity.
interesting. So what I would like to do is cast Sanctuary. And I would like to cast that on myself.
Okay.
So basically, I ward myself within the range attack, and any creature who targets me um, must make a Wisdom saving throw. And on a failed save, the creature can't attack me and has to choose a new target or lose the attack.
You know that new target's going to be
Oh,
Lord Spanked Bottom.
poor Ryan.
I got you, boo.
I feel like I should wake up after a good stabbing from a wraith. I don't know.
It's like it's better than a splash of cold water on your
That's
face.
right.
Okay. Well, with that, this wraith is definitely going to try to attack. Are we ready?
Always.
Okay. Well, a 3 never hit a goblin, so obviously he misses.
That should be in a shirt. A 3 never hit a goblin.
That's a great idea, actually.
I mean, if you're gonna fail, at least fail with style, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, Darren, he's clearly antagonistic and violent, so what are you gonna do next?
Oh, I would like to
Smite this mother, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Hit it with your long sword.
Yes. So yeah, I'll go ahead and attack it with longsword.
Okay.
So I actually did roll a 1. I have a +6 to hit, but that was a natural 1 on that roll.
Okay. I'm sorry. That does
These
not
things
hit.
happen.
Yes, they do happen. We're coughing our way through all the spores.
I'm still passed out. You're fine.
It's okay.
I got this.
All right. Ryan, you're still unconscious there, but you might be sensing in your dreams that something is not quite the way you expected it to. Okay. Darren, does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Okay. Well, the spirit is starting to get quite a bit anxious here as he notices that both of you are on the attack pretty shortly here. So, what do you have in store for it next?
Let's see here. So I would like to channel divinity and turn the unholy. So as an action, I'm going to present my holy symbol and speak a prayer.
Now, what is your holy symbol?
My holy symbol is this really cool necklace on a big gold chain, and it has wings on it.
Sounds
And
about right.
I pull it and I sort of point it at the creature and I start speaking this incantation. So each undead that I can see or hear within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. And if it fails, it's turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. And a turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can. And it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me.
Okay. It rolled an 8.
Okay.
Go to your spell save page.
Spell save. Save DC is 11.
Okay. Excellent. As I say, usually they're in the teens. I'm going to hope it was higher than a 8. Good. Yay. All right. Well, forced to drive itself away from you, it starts to head back out through the walls because that's all that's there for it. But on the other side of these walls happens to be sunlight, and it does have a sunlight sensitivity. So for now, it's
Oh.
driven away from you, but you never know when or if it's going to start to come back. And with that, Ryan awakes.
Good morning.
What was it? You're cooking again?
How are you feeling? Good morning.
Horrible.
Yeah, sorry about
Are
that.
there any undead around here?
There was a wraith, but he's gone now.
Is he coming back?
Possibly, but with a sunburn.
Excellent. So what are we doing here now that we've kind of scared away a wraith?
I'd say keep moving on.
To where?
Is there any other doors or anything else that we actually see here?
Nope, just what's here in this chamber.
I mean, I don't leave empty-handed, but also I don't want to get murdered by a wraith who just puked toxic cloud at me. So
He didn't seem that tough. I do think we can take him.
you could take him. I'm down.
You can hide in the shadows. Fire your little arrows. Could I investigate the rest of the room and see if there's anything else here?
Yeah, you can freely check it out. And when you get a closer look at the sarcophagus, you realize buried underneath all that gunk is a spellbook and a staff.
Not so empty-handed any longer.
Surely not. We can pawn this for a lot of money.
What more can I figure out about this staff?
Roll Arcana.
Hey, brother, how about you feel your staff after we leave? We can figure that out later. Okay.
Oh, dirty 20.
Okay. Despite what you'd be normally expecting, handling this staff, you realize it's a staff of magic missile instead of a wand of magic missile. But other than that, it seems to be functioning exactly like the wand would, and it can be used as a magic weapon. Staff wise. I
Excellent.
was like, how do I phrase that in a way that makes sense?
And then the spell book. Can I take a closer look at that?
Yes. Opening it up, you realize that it is indeed that spell book that you were all looking for. And in the margins are these mad scribblings as if this wizard were trying to invent his own way of spell casting. And it's all kind of insane, but taking a closer look at it, it seems like it actually works. As if you could try to cast one of the spells right now if you so choose to.
I mean, you say mad scribbling. I see product appreciation. I mean, we're going to sell this for a lot of money.
Does it seem that there's any sort of spells that are in here that we might be able to banish wraith, perhaps, or anything that might come in handy?
You do see that there's the spell Fireball inside there, and you recall that
It'll banish everyone.
that is true.
You have to be careful where you cast that one.
Fireball fixes everything. No.
That's right.
But you also recall that wraiths in particular are sensitive to fire and sunlight.
I've got an idea, brother.
How about I leave the room for whatever your idea is here?
I think we just wait for our buddy to come back. Magic missile, fireball. We'll just kind of, take him out when he arrives.
Sounds like you got that covered. I'm going to go outside and hang out with the woman in the water, and then you tell me when you're done.
You do what you've got to do, brother.
I can't do book or staff, so you do what you're going to do.
I'm on it.
Okay. Oh no, did I lose you? Okay, so we possibly lost our connection there with our guests, but we will get them back as soon as we possibly can. Um, and then we'll find out what happens with our wraiths there because I'm definitely excited to see what happens next. So I'm gonna throw up our little intermission screen while I see if I can possibly get them back here. Hold please for rolling against the tech gods. We're back. Okay.
Hooray!
Hooray. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Tech gods didn't entirely win that battle of the dice, so I guess it's just a tradition at this point. That happens last time. That's okay. So, we are making plans against the Wraith here, possibly with a fireball. We shall see.
I'm leaving the room. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm going to stay here and wait for my wraith buddy to come back.
Excellent.
And I do have my fireball spell at the ready.
And your staff of magic missile.
That too.
Okay. And as you're lying in wait, that wraith does start to creep back through the walls, but it's not ready for your attack, so it will be surprised.
Does he look sunburned at all?
As much as an incorporeal entity can possibly be sunburned,
Nice
he's a
tan,
little
bro.
crispy.
I just want to make sure he looks uncomfortable when he comes back.
Oh, well, he's definitely not pleased with what's been happening here tonight. Let's put it that way.
And am I able to cast fireball from the seated position? If so, I'd like to try.
Sure, why not? Are you casting it from the spell book?
Yes.
Okay. Um, can I get a constitution saving throw?
You betcha.
Don't die, don't die, don't die.
It would be an 8.
Okay. Well, things don't go quite as you expected. It would seem that this spell book wasn't finished at the time of this wizard's entombment, passing, whatever you would like to call it. Um, Instead of casting fireball, you cast fire bane. So for that same area of effect, all fire suddenly goes out. All of the torches, any light you all might have lit along the way, yeah, it's out now.
Are you okay in there?
This is fine. Everything's fine. So does that mean that the room is rendered completely dark at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when that happens, is there anything that happens with the wraith?
You can't be certain. It's pretty dark in there.
Hey, brother, can you stop reading out of crazy people's books? Every time we go on one of these.
I thought it would work. I didn't know. How about may I try the magic missile staff?
Absolutely. It works exactly as expected and fires off those missiles if you'd like it to.
Absolutely, I would.
Okay. Roll it up exactly like a wand of magic missiles.
Roll those D4s. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
How many should I roll?
I don't know. 4, maybe?
That's going to be 15.
Okay. He's pretty singed, but he's not down and out yet. But you can tell that it behaved exactly the way you expected to, just in staff form.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to get up from the seated position at this point. And I'm going to run and try to take a defensive position inside the coffin. And then I'm going to try to do that again.
In the coffin?
Yes, in the coffin.
All right.
It's going to provide some protection, you see.
Oh, sure.
And then I'm going to try to do that again.
Absolutely. You get the sense that the wraith is trying to grab at you, but perhaps can't really see as well in the dark as some of the rest of you can, and it isn't able to catch you. And so you get to the coffin to defend yourself, and you're welcome to fire off one more time.
Six. 2 1s and 2 2s.
That's okay. Now, it's hurting, but it's not down and out. And you get the sense that it's quite singed. It's not happy, but it definitely wants you all out of there. And now, since it doesn't know that Ryan's out and about, it will go after Darren. But it rolls a 3.
Because I'm in the coffin, obviously.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's confused.
You okay in there?
Everything's fine.
Excellent.
How's Carla?
I'm just going to have some jerky for a few minutes.
All right. Yes. Is there more charges in the stuff? May I try this again?
Yes.
Uh, 10 this time.
Excellent. And with the whale, you get the sense that the wraith has vanished.
Excellent. I'm going to try to make my way to where Ryan is with the book and the staff.
Okay.
So we're going to sell this thing now, or what are we doing here?
Yes. It doesn't seem to work as advertised, so we may want to add a disclaimer, but it could be a welcome addition to someone's library, perhaps.
And you meant to give those alms to the poor, is what you're telling me.
Enough for us to maintain our adventure lifestyle, but absolutely the proceeds then will go to the poor.
Excellent.
All right. From here, you make your way out safely. Nothing else seems to be messing with you, and you don't see that red-haired woman out in the crystal clear sea waters.
Damn it.
We've done good here today, brother.
Yeah, for you did.
We cleansed the sea.
Ugh.
No small thing.
She does have other places to try to take care of.
I mean, that's so Carla, am I right? She's always gallivanting.
Always.
Anyways, from there, you're able to make it back to town. Minimal damage for Razorvine. And if you like, you can either sell or keep those 2 items that you've discovered.
I like the idea of a sale with modest profits for us and the rest for the poor.
Hmm. What if we sell the staff and then we burn the book?
Tell me more.
Well, didn't you have problems with the book earlier? Are we going to give that to somebody else?
With a warning, I think. I see it more as an academic adventure for someone to possess the book, as long as they understand that it might blow them up.
I like your flexibility, brother. We're going to sell both.
Such a hard sell on that one. All right. Well, you're able to fetch a fine bit of gold, a few gemstones, if you decide to sell these items. And an appraiser can even tell you a little bit more about them. And you realize that this is the spellbook of the Mad Wizard Zangavar. This tome has been treated by magical substances to act as an enduring spellbook. The spellbook, along with anything written upon its pages, cannot be damaged by fire or immersion in water. In addition, it will not deteriorate with age. The spellbook appears to contain a varied list of cantrips and spells. When these incantations appear, each can be used once per day without expending a spell slot, after which they vanish until the next dawn or after a long rest. But these are magical experimentations. Notations in the margins of this spellbook suggest that the author once experimented with a method that would allow spell casting by non-casters on a limited basis. However, these magical experimentations were dangerous, if not a bit insane. When casting a cantrip or spell from this tome, you must succeed on a DC 18 con saving throw to cast the effect as intended, with a fail resulting in unexpected consequences.
I'm glad we sold it.
Yes, that's not something we need around. We have enough chaos surrounding us as is.
And I'm sure you make none of that yourselves.
Absolutely. None of it. Yeah.
Chaos comes to us.
Yeah.
We're
We're just
innocent.
innocent actors in this whole thing.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for exploring this tower with me. Any guesses on which older one shot I adapted for us?
Any thoughts?
I don't know, actually.
I don't either. Is it like a first edition kind of like back in the day vibe?
Yeah, I actually don't know if they still publish this one. I had to go digging for it online when I was prepping a module. But I will tell you, it's like Wizards of the Coast older stuff.
The only thing that I was thinking, and I actually don't know too much about it, is like Dungeon of the Mad Mage kind of vibes.
Close. Because I called him the Mad Wizard, huh?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the Tower of Xenopus.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah,
that's
this
awesome.
was fun.
Yep. I had to cut out some things and noodle because that's one that can like take you around in circles.
That was really cool.
Yeah. It was
I
fun.
always struggle with if something is evil or not. And sometimes I feel like I'm going to kill the thing that's supposed to be friendly.
You're a paladin, brother.
And then sometimes I feel like it's the bad guy and I'm trying to make friends with it. I guess there's no right answers, but I'm always like,
oh, there's a right answer as a paladin.
That's true. Kill it.
It's okay. I get that way too sometimes.
Yeah.
It's It's like
This
it's a
was so much
baby
fun. Thank you
dragon,
for
rise
having
of
us.
evil.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Maybe we could just be friends.
That's right.
Mhm. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I always have fun playing games with you guys.
So much fun.
For sure. Thank you. This was awesome.
Absolutely. Yay. Well, before we go, is there anything you'd like to share with us about cool happenings in the Infernal Schoolhouse side of things?
The thing that I'm really excited about right now is our Monster of the Week live stream. We're having so much fun exploring the Texas Hill Country in the 1990s with our amazing monster keeper, Aaron. And that's airing every other Monday night. And then we have the back episodes on our YouTube channel. And that is so much fun to record. And we're just creating some really fun content.
Awesome. I promise to actually remember to come watch the next one because it's on my to-do list and then every time I forget and I feel bad. But I've been excited and I do want to watch you guys have some monster hunting chaos.
Thank you. We're excited to have you. It'll be fun.
Yes, my character is currently known as Jim the Demon Puncher for his seemingly insane decision to punch a demon in the face rather than use any other sort of weapons.
Of course. That sounds about right.
It seemed the right thing to do at the time.
Aw. All right. Well, thank you again. I hope that I can have you both back sometime in the future with
Yeah, we'd love to.
We would
out
absolutely love
the
that.
crazy tech shenanigans and everything else.
That's right.
Yes. But until then, I hope everyone has a marvelous weekend and hopefully we'll be back in 2 weeks, barring the
Sounds
tech
great.
gods.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.